Hi there, Stampin' Peace friends. Welcome to my studio. I'm Mary Knabe, coming to you live on Tuesday, July 22nd. And a shout out to, I'm sure my brother-in-law is not watching this live, but a shout out to my wonderful brother-in-law, whose birthday is today, his 50th. And he's just an amazing man, husband, father, son, friend, brother-in-law, all the things. I had a great weekend. I was in Amish country in Ohio with my friend Tracy. We go to a crop there each summer. Well, I guess this is our second summer, but we signed up for next July as well. And it's just a nice little getaway midsummer. I worked on the Stampin' Up virtual scrapbooking retreat pages and had lots of fun, picked up some great tips that I'll be sharing in the future. And it was a really productive weekend and just a really enjoyable time. So today I'm going to be sharing another way for you to use two-tone cardstock. Before I get into the demonstration though, I want to let you know, you may already be aware, but if not, Stampin' Up! Has announced that they are having free shipping days, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So that is Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. If you're shopping in the US, you get free standard shipping on any order of $75 or more. And that's for both demonstrators and customers. And I'm going to throw in a plug here. If you've ever considered joining Stampin' Up, even if it's just for the discount or to get a great deal on the starter kit, when there is a free shipping day, not only do demonstrators get their demonstrator discount, they get the free shipping on top of that. If there's a sale on products, for example, recently there was Two-Tone Cardstock 20% off. We got the sale price plus an additional discount because we're demonstrators. So we got the sale discount and the demonstrator discount. So it's really nice that they let us double dip like that. Even greater savings for demonstrators, whether you're a hobbyist or a business builder or anybody in between. So it's a great time to be a demonstrator always, but it's especially wonderful when we can save double the money. All right, I'm going to flip my camera around now so that we can get started on today's card making demonstration. Would you, while I'm doing that, please share this live video and invite others to join us this afternoon for some creative inspiration. Okay, my friends, let me see if I can straighten this out a little bit. And I'll flip my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. So over the last couple of weeks, I showed you a variety of techniques you can do using two-tone cardstock. We crumpled it, we tore the cardstock, or two-tone cardstock. What else did we do? We scored it and then sanded it. Today, I'm going to emboss and then sand. And I chose to use the floral embossing folder from the Glass and Gardens embossing folder set. This is a set of 2 mini embossing folders. Okay, they're the narrow ones. They do fit in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I've cut some Blackberry Bliss two-tone cardstock to be 5 1/4 inches by 2¼ inches. 5¼ by 2¼ Now, I could do a width of 2½ inches, and that would ensure that I have all parts of the embossing folder on the cardstock. But for me, I kind of like it when some of the images are going off a little bit. So I cut 5¼ by 2¼ inches wide. Okay. And when you are embossing with a standard embossing folder, by standard I mean other than 3D. Standard embossing folders use plate 1 and 3. If it were a 3D embossing folder, which is a little thicker, we would use plate 4 instead of 3. And I love that the directions and the, I'll call them sandwiches or layers, are printed on each of the platforms. Just really helpful. Oops, I wanted to do one more. I'm making 2 cards, but I'm going to emboss them now. Notice that I embossed the light side. Whether you emboss the dark side or the light side is completely up to you. You'll get the same results with any of the two-tone cardstock techniques I've shown you, regardless of which side you choose to use. So the next thing I'm going to do is do a little sanding. Now, Stampin' Up! Used to sell some standing blocks, so you may have those from years past. Go ahead and use those. I bought this very inexpensively on Amazon. You can also use a very fine grit sandpaper, just very, very fine, or you could even use a very fine nail file, emery board. And you're just going to go along sanding in different directions until you feel you've done enough sanding. Notice that the white core of the two-tone cardstock is coming through the more I sand. It might come through just a little bit when you pull your two-tone cardstock out of the embossing folder, but you're going to get much more of that white core showing by doing the sanding. And some images you'll get more sanded or more of the white appearing than others. It doesn't really matter, okay? What I think is kind of cool is each one is going to appear a little bit unique. And you do get some dust from the sanding, but it's not bad. So it's easy enough to continue right on with your crafting. So I've got 2 card bases that are 5½ by 8½ inches, scored at 4¼ down the middle, and I used basic white on the inside, 5¼ by 4 inches. And this is Blackberry Bliss, our standard Blackberry Bliss cardstock, okay? Then I've cut 2 pieces of Celebratory Sips Designer Series paper. That's with the one with all the fun, cool summer drinks or cocktails. But it has this beautiful floral pattern in it. Super colorful, bright, cheerful. Definitely looks like summer to me. So that's what I decided to use. And I think it really goes nicely with this particular embossing folder. Then I've cut 2 pieces of Blackberry Bliss cardstock, measuring 5¼ by 2.5 inches, okay? And again, this is the standard cardstock. It is not the two-tone, okay? And I did that just to make this embossed and sanded side of the light two-tone cardstock pop a little bit more by putting it on a darker background. But if I'm not showing off the two-tone cardstock in some way, I'm always going to choose the standard cardstock to use on the other pieces, okay? Now, you might be thinking, Mary, you're going to make the very same card, aren't you? Not quite. Not quite. This is a very, very simple, easy to replicate card layout that you can use with any of your papers, any of your cardstocks, quick and easy and simple measurements, and just add a sentiment or a single stamped image, something like that. I'm going to use the very same pieces and this time do a vertical card. And you can put your pieces anywhere you want. I could go up higher or lower, all the way to the bottom on my horizontal card, or put it right across the middle. Same thing with my vertical card. I can shift this around. Today I'm going to put it right in the center. Just like that. And then I have chosen to use this stamp, You Are Loved, and it comes from the Grateful Blessing stamp set, You Are Loved. And I like this stamp because it's a good way to just reach out to somebody because they're on your mind. You've been thinking about them, and you just want to let them know that they are special to you. They are important in your life. And I'm stamping with Blackberry Bliss ink, so it matches. Ooh, it looks really, came on really dark. Almost looks black, but trust me, it's Blackberry Bliss. I used it earlier today, and it will lighten a little as it dries. So it does appear more Blackberry Bliss in color. And I'm going to pop these up with a couple of dimensionals. So here's the first one. Now, before I add the second one to the vertical card, I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of it, and I'm going to use some of this ribbon and just make a very simple, I don't even know what to call this. I've basically folded it or curled it twice. Trim the end, and see, I want it to go this way. I'm just going to adhere it to the back. That's the reason I put all of that adhesive on the back. I'm going to spread these out just a wee bit so you can see the loops and the two tails. And it just adds a very simple decorative element to my card. Trim this one just a wee bit more. And then I'll go over the back with some dimensionals. So those dimensionals will serve to hold that ribbon in place even more secure, and to pop up the sentiment on my card. Now let's finish this one off as well. I absolutely love ribbon. It's just sheer, it's elegant, it's pretty. It's also very lightweight, so it's easy to make bows and to use it in different ways that don't create a lot of bulk on your cards. I'm sure you all know recently, all my card making friends and card sending, I hope you're sending cards as you're making them. Something I'm trying to work on myself. But you all know postage stamps went up again. And just like anything else, we hate to see prices go up. But I do have a philosophy on this. I recently heard somebody say they're not sending any more cards anymore because of the price of stamps. And I get we're all on a budget. Certainly no judgment at all. But please consider this. You are making a big difference in people's lives when you send them cards. I don't think we always realize the value that comes with sending handmade cards. It can make or break somebody's day to receive your handmade card. They can be having a yucky day and get a handmade card from somebody, and it can completely turn their day around. Oftentimes people are lonely and don't think anybody thinks of them. A handmade card will let them know that you care and that they are loved, right? The other thing I want you to think about is if you have a cell phone, you know the cost of not only to buy the phone to begin with, but the monthly expenses we incur to be able to use a cell phone, correct? So if you're comparing postage stamps to cell phones, yeah, I like to talk to people. I like to hear their voices, that sort of thing. But a card is a keeper. A card is a keeper. Okay, so when somebody gets it, chances are they are keeping it, they are showing it to others, they are enjoying it for a very long time. Also keep in mind, nowadays, television, movies, we have all these streaming services, and I don't know about you, but I very much limit myself. I use YouTube TV instead of, cable. And then I have one streaming, Netflix. But I look at the cost of that too. And again, I like to compare the postage price to these other things. And to me, a postage stamp is worth every penny when it comes to sending thoughts to somebody in your life for any occasion, whether it be a special occasion or just because. So keep on making cards, keep on sending cards. And when you do that, know that you are making a difference, a positive difference in the lives of other people. And honestly, our world needs much more of that. So keep on making and sending cards, and I'm going to do the same thing. All right, everybody, what do you think of the cards? What do you think of the embossing folder and the two-tone cardstock technique? Pretty simple and easy. So whether you're using a mini embossing folder like I did on my cards today with the Glass and Gardens embossing folder, or you're using a larger one for a background or a statement piece, this is a great technique to apply with our two-tone cardstock. All right, any questions? Any questions? Okay, how about for today's word or phrase, let's do "you are loved." You are loved. If you type in the comments now, "you are loved," your name will be entered into the drawing to receive one of these cards I made in this Facebook Live. And as you're typing that, please remember that you are an important part of my life. You are loved, you are appreciated. Being able to, how do I say, having just built the Stampin' Peace community, it means so much to me, not only for what I get from all of you and what I'm able to give to you, but what I see you giving to each other in this group. The love, the support, the inspiration, the caring, the ideas, all of it. So thank you. And I guess that's it for today. So I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration. I look forward to sharing with you again on Thursday, July 24th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Stampin' Peace with Mary Knabe. And and a quick reminder that Stampin' Up has free shipping with every order of $75 or more in the U.S. on July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. They are offering shipping in the other markets as well. However, the qualifications may differ, but here in the U.S., it's a $75 order. That's before shipping and tax and after any rewards have been applied. All right, have a great evening, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.